At first glance, there's nothing unusual. Just a flat wooden panel. Maybe it's framed like a piece of wall art. Maybe it's painted to match the room's color scheme. Or maybe it's bare wood, smooth, warm, natural. You walk past it, and it barely registers. It sits flush against the wall. Quiet, still. But then, with one gentle pull, it moves. The panel pivots forward. A hinge sighs open. A hidden arm unfolds. And just like that, a desk appears. A workspace where there was none before. A surface held in suspension, sturdy, floating ready. No wheels, no legs, no floor space taken. Just a desk, born out of the wall itself. Fold-out desks are not just furniture. They are an idea, an answer to the question of how we live when space is limited. How we work when rooms have to serve more than one purpose. How we create when we don't want clutter, but we still want tools close at hand. They are for the apartments that double as studios, the bedrooms that moonlight as offices, the hallways that become study nooks after dark. They are small, discreet, efficient, but also strangely beautiful. They begin often as wooden boxes, rectangles of oak, pine, maple, or walnut. Some are minimalist, just a plain panel that folds down flat, with invisible hinges and soft close support. Others are elaborate, with compartments and cubbies tucked inside. A mail slot, a pen holder, a shelf for a notebook or two, a leather mat lining the inside surface. When closed, it looks like a cabinet or a shadow box. When open, it becomes a workstation, one that holds itself up against gravity and time. The mechanics are always clever. You might see two hidden hinges at the bottom edge, perfectly flush when closed. Or maybe it opens with sliding struts that lock into place, holding the weight of your hands, your laptop, your thoughts. Some desks use piano hinges that run the full length of the panel, spreading the load evenly. Others have hidden support arms that swing out in one motion, like the wings of a book opening. The result is the same, a floating plane of wood that feels as solid as a traditional desk, yet disappears the moment you're done. There's a magic to that. A kind of everyday enchantment. You go from nothing to something in a single movement, from blank wall to functional space, from absence to presence. And when you fold it back up, the room breathes again. No footprints, no visual bulk, just a clean wall and the memory of work that once took place. These desks are especially beloved in small spaces, tiny homes, studio apartments, college dorms, even RVs and campers. But they're not just for saving space. They're about refining it, sculpting it, turning the vertical into the useful. A narrow kitchen wall becomes a recipe station. A living room corner becomes a journaling spot. A hallway niche becomes a homework zone. And it's all hidden when you need it to be. Some wall-mounted desks go further. They don't just fold, they slide. They rotate. They transform. One design might feature a panel that folds down to reveal not just a desk, but a built-in corkboard, a charging dock, and a row of tiny drawers. Another might flip upward instead, unfolding like a Murphy bed, but for paper and pens. Still another might pull forward, pivoting on an axis, with shelves that extend as it opens. Every version is a quiet act of engineering, of making more out of less. The materials tell their own stories. Natural wood is the classic, sanded smooth, stained or sealed. Grain patterns dancing across the surface. Birch for brightness. Walnut for depth. Reclaimed wood for character, with old nail holes and sun-bleached scars left intact. Some desks are finished in matte black or painted with chalkboard coating, functional and decorative at once. Others are covered in laminate for durability. But the best ones keep the tactile quality of wood, the warmth, the subtle imperfections, the way light slides across the surface like it's alive. The sounds matter too. The hush of hinges, the quiet clack as the surface locks into place, the low creak of weight settling in. It's a different rhythm from walking over to a traditional desk. There's an intimacy to it. You're building your workspace with your own hands each time you use it. It's ritual. Setup becomes part of the experience. A transition, a moment. And when the work is done, the reverse happens. You close the laptop, cap the pen, fold up the desk. The panel lifts, the supports swing back into hiding. the wall becomes whole again. That sense of completion is built into the furniture itself. A way of saying, the day is done. Let go. Some desks are large enough for dual monitors and books. Others are barely bigger than a legal pad. Some are mounted low, to be used with a stool or chair. Others sit high, turning into standing desks with no legs, no cords, no wobble. Some models are designed for children, brightly painted, easy to reach, fun to open. Others are made for designers or engineers, extra wide, with slots for tools and compartments for chargers and sketchbooks. There's a kind of quiet pride in installing one. A blank wall becomes useful. A forgotten corner becomes important. You don't just add furniture. You change the way the room works, the way it feels. You make space without taking space. You make room to think. And there's always room for personality. Some people decorate the inside panels with artwork or family photos, so that every time the desk opens, there's a familiar face. Others line the interior with cork or felt. Some use it as a daily reminder board, sticking on to-do lists, postcards, reminders of what matters. The desk becomes not just a place to work, but a reflection of the person who uses it. In public spaces, they take on a different role. A fold-out desk in a hallway might be a guest station. In a cafe, it becomes a shared work nook. In libraries, schools, even airports, they offer privacy without the footprint. A seat, a surface, and quiet, all hidden in plain sight. And they don't stop with walls. Some fold-out desks are built into cabinets, or bookcases, or wardrobes. A sliding shelf hidden behind a row of novels. A worktop that folds down from a closet. Desks that are part of other things. Part dresser, part storage, part surprise. They blur the lines between furniture types, between objects and possibilities. There's something elegant about that. Something humble and powerful at the same time. A desk that doesn't brag, doesn't dominate, just appears when you need it, then steps aside. Because in the end, a fold-out desk is a quiet rebellion against the idea that you need more space to do more things. It says, no, you just need better design. You need intention. And maybe, just maybe, you need a panel of wood on the wall that opens like a secret door and gives you everything you need, right when you need it, and nothing more. That's the gift of wall-mounted desks. They don't shout. They don't sprawl. They don't demand. They offer. They adapt. They fold in and out of your life like breath. And in a world full of noise, that kind of silence is worth everything. Fold-out desks and wall-mounted desks aren't just space savers. They're mindset shifters. In a world where every square inch matters more than ever, these designs prove that functionality doesn't have to come at the expense of style. They meet you exactly where you are, whether you live in a compact apartment, a shared home office, or just want to reclaim some calm in a busy space. And they do it with elegance, precision, and purpose. At first glance, they're modest. A slim panel, a tucked-away compartment, a floating shelf. But once open, they transform into something entirely different. A workstation, a writing nook, a creative corner. That transformation is what makes them so powerful. They don't demand constant attention. They stay out of the way until you need them. And when you do, they're ready, reliable, and tailored to your rhythm. There's a beauty in their simplicity. With clean lines and minimal footprint, fold-out desks and wall-mounted setups strip away the unnecessary. No bulky furniture, no cluttered surfaces, just enough space to focus, to think, to create. Whether you're checking emails, journaling, drawing, or dialing into a meeting, the experience feels more intentional, less distracted, more grounded. And yet, these desks are far from basic. Today's designs are smart. Some feature hidden storage, drawers, cubbies, charging stations. Others double as decor when closed, blending into bookshelves, cabinets, or even framed wall art. They adapt to different aesthetics, mid-century, rustic, industrial, modern, minimalist, so they never feel like a compromise. Instead, they enhance the space around them. For those who work from home, even occasionally, these desks are a quiet revolution. They let you carve out a workspace without sacrificing an entire room. You don't need a traditional office. You just need a wall, a surface that folds down when it's time to work, and disappears when the day is done. That act of opening and closing becomes a ritual, a way to switch gears, to separate work mode from everything else. They're also perfect for multipurpose rooms. A fold-out desk in a hallway, a wall-mounted unit in the living room, a slim workstation in a bedroom. These are not just compromises, they're thoughtful integrations. They help spaces do more with less, without feeling cramped or chaotic. And they're ideal for anyone who values a clean, efficient environment without the visual bulk of a traditional desk. The materials matter too. Solid wood offers warmth. Metal frames add edge. Laminate finishes give sleek durability. Whatever the style, these desks are built to last, not just physically, but aesthetically. They don't follow fads. They follow function. And in doing so, they stay relevant, no matter how your home evolves. But perhaps the most compelling part of fold-out and wall-mounted desks is what they represent. A shift toward intentional living, toward mindful design, toward reclaiming space for things that matter. They let you create boundaries in open areas and open possibilities in small ones. They remind you that productivity doesn't require a giant footprint, just a surface, a seat, and some clarity. So whether you're outfitting a tiny apartment, streamlining your home office, or simply adding flexibility to your day-to-day routine, these desks are more than just furniture. They're design solutions, lifestyle tools, quiet allies in the background of your daily life. And when you're done for the day, you fold them up, close them in, and walk away, not just from the desk, but from the clutter, the noise, the mess. What's left behind is a cleaner space, a quieter mind, and the satisfying feeling of knowing that less can truly be more.